An email from our DHS insider a few hours ago, and we have an article up on our website, so I'll get on with it. According to our insider, there is a concerted attack on Sessions due to his zeroing in on the pedophilia scandal called Pedogate. John McCain and Lindsey Graham are secretly working with Chuck Schumer and members of the clandestine services of both U.S. and Israel to remove Sessions, or at least stop the pedophilia investigation in its tracks. As you know, what is now becoming known as Pedogate represents not only hundreds of millions of dollars in hush money, but also untold political influence peddling. Reince Priebus is also a key player in covering up the scandal, as is Adam Schiff, Nancy Pelosi, John Podesta, Hillary and Bill Clinton, and of course Barack Obama. When Netanyahu met with Trump, Netanyahu attempted to convince Trump the pedophilia scandal was a false premise. Netanyahu is also scared of exposure. Trump became suspicious and has become increasingly aware of how big the pedophile scandal is. Trump has told several in his inner circle that, quote, by our insider, the swamp is much more polluted than I expected. He has spoken to Chris Christie extensively about the pedophilia ring and has determined that the branches of the ring spread as far as Asia and are rooted in the deepest corners of both the U.S. and U.K. political system. Trump was overheard telling his daughter, quote, by our source, this town is pedophile central and this makes me sick. Trump was urged to use the term human trafficking rather than pedophilia in his recent mention of it. Our insider also told us the true reason Barron does not live in D.C. is that they fear for Barron's safety. Our source also had more information on Anthony Weiner's laptop. The source says there are over 375 high-profile names that are connected to the pedophile rings. Weiner is currently singing like a bird and has offered to tell all in exchange for Israeli citizenship, a deal likely to conclude. Schumer has repeatedly sought updates on the information and, according to our source, has reached out to Weiner dozens of times. Our source assures us a check of Schumer's iPhone will authenticate this. Schumer uses both an Android and an iPhone. Our source states one Secret Service agent is quietly telling us that Trump is deeply troubled by this extent of the pedophilia ring, and Ivanka Trump has counseled her father to lay the traps carefully. McCain and Schumer's calls are currently being monitored, and at some point they will be leaked. There is growing fury within the intelligence community at the huge cover-up. There is a traitor within President Trump's inner circle that will be exposed within weeks. The traitor was leaking when and where new Attorney General Sessions intended to arrest or indict suspected pedophiles within the political system. As it stands now, Trump is bugged from AF1 to Oval Office. This situation is being remedied this week, according to our source. The key steps to exposing the pedophilia cover-ups are as follows. 1. At this time, Alan Dershowitz has the full list of visitors to Epstein Island. The list is comprehensive and is kept in an encrypted file. Dershowitz lied to his Mossad handlers and told them he handed over everything. Untrue. 2. Trace Lindsey Graham's movements over the last 15 years, including any close calls. 3. DynCorp, along with the Clinton Foundation, hide years of sordid history. Focus attention there. And number 4, Anthony Weiner's hard drive. There are already attempts with the CIA to create disinformation campaigns. What the deep state fears most is public outrage at pedophilia. Our DHS insider ended with this message. 3 words of advice. Beware false paths. This is my communication. FBI Anon will be surfacing shortly with more. So that's it, folks. That's what I got. That's all I got. And I always said, believe it or not, I'm going to report it to you. You decide. I report, you decide. But very fascinating because of what's going on with Sessions right now, with speaking with the Russian ambassador, and these swamp rats are making a big deal about it, wanting him to actually resign and step down. The other swamp rats are actually talking about wanting to impeach Donald Trump. Are you kidding me? If this is going to go on for the next 4 years, it's going to get real tiring and old fast. So my suggestion is, if President Trump doesn't want to deal with this for the next 4 years, and if Mr. Sessions doesn't want to deal with this for the next 4 years, they need to go after these swamp rats. You know who they are. You know the FBI has plenty of information on Weiner, on his laptop, to bust a lot of people, a lot of these people. So let's get on with it. As we keep on saying, we want to see some big fish fry. God bless you, folks.